Welcome to the Real Estate 401k Show. Here are your hosts, Ryan Gerdes, Mike Weinstein, and Justin Frederick, helping you build a legacy of wealth through real estate. Powered by the Recon Group at West USA and the Frederick team with Fairway Mortgage. NMLS number 625918.
Welcome to the Real Estate 401k podcast. Alongside our host, Ryan Gerdes, Justin Frederick, and myself, Mike Weinstein. If you want to reach us from today's episode, you're going to want to go ahead and text the word holiday to 623-AZ-RECON. That's holiday to 623-AZ-RECON. We're rapidly approaching episode 100. And
really?
The thought never occurred to me until, about 30 seconds ago. We never really do an intro.
Well, we talked about that in the beginning. We're like, folks don't want to listen to a whole minute and a half of intro. They want to get right into the dirt. And so, but that was a great intro, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So last week, I took my wife up to our cabin up in Pine Top, and no kids. Wonderful, great getaway. And we started on the way up there, listening to that stupid Christmas music, right? And it's like, that's the age-old question, how early is too early? And if you started listening to Christmas music on Christmas Eve, that would be too early for me. And we set up the Christmas tree up there and so forth. So it made me start thinking, hey, the holidays are rapidly approaching. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Ryan, what do the holidays mean for buyers?
They're extremists. Okay, you either get there's no one in the middle during the holiday season. Either buyers have completely tapped out, and they come up with every excuse in the book. Taxes. I'm traveling. Spending money during the holiday season. I mean, you name it, they come up with it all, right? And then you have the other ones that are like, no, I see the massive amount of opportunities there because 80% of the people are in the no boat, or maybe even 90, where the rest of them are saying, while everyone else is sleeping, I'm going to go over there and jump in on some of these opportunities. And so believe it or not, we do see, as an industry, quite an uptick in November, December. And these are very laser-focused buyers, and not just investors. These are people that are wanting to buy for a primary use too. They come up with excuses to buy.
I've always contended that as a buyer, that time between mid-November and through the first week of January, for me, Justin, and Ryan, you can chime in too, because I know you will anyways.
That's what I'm here for, buddy.
I know. No one can keep you quiet. No one puts baby in a corner. Except we got you in a corner. Look at that.
You're in a corner too, asshole.
All right. So you know how I always make you thank me for the things I don't say? Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Oh, I appreciate it.
But I always contend that is really the best time to be a buyer, and for a variety of reasons, because homes on the market are going to stay on the market a little bit longer because we don't have as many buyers. Therefore, especially towards the end of the year, I find that sellers get a little bit more desperate, and it could be for tax reasons as well. And because of the holidays, they're a little bit more, in jollier moods and more willing to concede and be the nice guy.
And one of the strategies that I love this time of year is that sellers, while they do want to sell, they don't want to necessarily move during the holiday season. So we've been extremely successful of going and buying at a certain price, generally much lower than market will bear, doing like a 60, 90-day escrow period so that the seller can stay in their home, and then closing on it at the beginning of the Q1. And generally speaking, and Justin, you can attest to this, depending on how the holidays treated the market during that year, sometimes we see some good interest rate adjustments coming into Q1. And so they'll walk in with a great deal with probably a little bit higher rate, and then 90 days later they close at a new rate that's been adjusted from all the things that have happened throughout the new year, and then they get their cake and eat it too. Meanwhile, the seller's happier than a pig in shit because they didn't have to move during during New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, so on and so forth. So we've seen some really record-breaking months in those months, not just on a production level, but also on an investment level, personally and from all of our clients. So it's kind of an exciting year for me because I'm still answering my phone. I'm not putting up a close sign where a lot of agents they say, oh, you know what, if I hit my numbers this year, I'm happy. I made enough to not have to work until the next year. And then you have some that just
well,
don't like to work.
You're stealing my thunder on that because
my bad, buddy.
Your butt? Okay. So my recommendation, I would tell, there's a litany of questions that a buyer should be asking their agent when they are selecting an agent. And one of them I think is, are you full-time or part-time? 2, what happens when you're out of town and I need to go see a home and write a contract? Do you have backup in place? But 3 is, what are your hours and are you going to be around during the holiday season? Because if you're going to think about buying a home and then you find out that your agent's gone the entire week of November and then taking off half of December, it's going to put you in a bad spot.
Mm-hmm. And especially if you have a lot of folks have kids that are in college, or a little bit older, and so they will take off for months at a time, leaving the door wide open for opportunity. And a lot of those, unfortunately, are agents.
Well, and as you know, Justin, our team of real estate wealth managers, there's about 23 of us. And so that is one of the benefits of working with a team or our team, and especially our team, because our team works together. And so no matter what the situation is, if a buyer needs to go see a home and a buyer needs to write a contract, there's always somebody around.
Oh, yeah. I see that with you guys. What I find during the holidays is, one, the buyers that we do have that are active, they find houses quicker because the competition is thin. And then 2, we definitely see more concessions. We see, and that's year over year, and we see values. We're seeing purchase prices under value, and I would say that's probably like 90% of the time. And I would say that's more end of November through the entire month of December. But yeah, what you were saying earlier about lower interest rates coming out after the first of the year. Traditionally, in a traditional year, we tend to see interest rates go up end of the year, and then we start to see improvements after the first of the year. However, this year we might see a little bit. Who knows? But we may see a little bit different.
All righty. If you are looking for a strategy and how and tips and how to leverage the holidays for your financial benefit as a buyer, we want you to go ahead and text the word holiday to 623-AZ-RECON. That's holiday to 623-AZ-RECON. Ryan, have you ever showed homes and written a contract on Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time, whenever I transact on Christmas.
Oh, that's right. Hold on. You don't even like Christmas. So,
I'm trying to be a better man about it. Okay, I'm trying to be better, but for
Justin, you gotta one day ask Christine his opinion and his feelings about Christmas.
We're gonna lose so many followers if I go down this rabbit hole.
I got enough love for Christmas for both of you guys.
Thank you.
Okay,
but I've done a lot of transactions Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Normally it's on the listing side, but definitely had some buyer surface. I'll tell you the most interesting one though. We had this buyer, it was about 2 weeks before Christmas, and they were going and looking at homes. They're ready to go, and part of the conditions that the seller put forward, not on paper, was that they sent over a picture of their home at night and the entire neighborhood at night, and every home was just decked out in Christmas lights. And they basically said, if you want us to consider your offer, you're going to prove to us that you're going to keep up this legacy of this over-the-top, decorating of Christmas lights and this and that. And I was just like, all right, so these guys are they're selling on emotion. Mm-hmm. First of all, probably going to rule out a lot of investors. But I just sat there thinking, man, it's already hard enough to get a really good deal as a seller on Christmas Day. Like you guys have just lost a massive amount of negotiation footing.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, no doubt. And what I've found too, I actually love writing contracts on Christmas Eve day and New Year's Eve. And the reason being is because last year, New Year's Eve, we took one of our clients out, and him and his family ended up buying a $850,000 house, perfect house. But now we are up against Christmas Eve, and especially the seller. Nobody wants to go through because nothing happens on New Year's Day, and nothing's going to happen on Christmas Day, and no one wanted to go through New Year's Day to start getting answers, and that seller was incredibly motivated. We did a ton of negotiations within about 120-minute span, and everybody just got to go celebrate New Year's Eve knowing, hey, the seller knew that their house was sold, and the buyer knew that come New Year's, they got a nice big fat house to put their family in.
Yeah, it's
Super cool.
and it's no wonder because I mean I don't care what religion you are. Everybody is celebrating New Year's, right? And they're all gonna, and even if they don't partake in adult libations and don't go crazy, you still want to sleep in on New Year's Day, and you don't want to have to do anything. You just want to watch football, probably eat some leftovers, and just kind of waste the day away.
Can we just take a moment and just offer thanks to the National Football League?
And college football.
The National Football League, they're doing something, I don't know if you saw this, they're doing something this year that they've never done.
Oh,
And my Dolphins are involved.
okay.
We get to watch football now on Black Friday.
Oh,
I
that's
did
awesome.
hear about that.
How
That's awesome.
followed up by a concert by Garth Brooks.
That's wonderful. I mean,
Hell yeah.
my wife's always gone on Black Friday. Now I get to watch football.
Yeah. How great is that?
I didn't know that.
on your new, well, it'll probably be 95-inch TVs by that, because I think they're up to 85 is what the largest stock is in at Costco now, right?
Oh man,
I have no idea.
I'm about to find out in about 7 to 8 to 9 months because my oldest, Quentin, who's in studio with us, he is going to Japan for college,
Sweet.
and
buddy.
his bedroom is bigger than a lot of master bedrooms in homes, and it is going to become a theater room. So
Can't get him out fast enough.
I know.
Where does he sleep when he comes back? On the floor?
I don't care. It's not my problem.
Yeah.
You know,
The couch.
that's what I try to tell my kids. Don't make your problems my problems. All right. If you're looking for strategies to take advantage of the holidays and why the holidays are such a great time for buyers, go ahead and text the word holiday to 623-AZ-RECON. That's holiday to 623-AZ-RECON. Ryan, would be remiss, though, because we spent so much time talking about how this benefits buyers that holiday season and how they are sometimes able to take advantage of sellers. Now, if you've got your house on the market, what warning do you give our sellers and what advice do you give our sellers to just make sure that they don't allow the holidays to impact their decisions?
I think that's a great question. The reality is that in this respect, every day is a holiday for me in my consultation, and that is to really use your brain when you're making decisions, and take any decision making out of this region and put it up here, because we've seen so much money left on the table. And if we're going to gel well together, and I'm going to be able to properly represent you and help you, it's going to be on the basis of how are we going to help you build wealth, right? And so when we sell a property, we sell an asset, right? The idea is that we can move those funds into either another asset that's going to perform as good or better, or do something that's going to at least increase quality of life, right? So with all that being said, most of the time, we either end up pulling back and taking properties off the market temporarily until we reach that new year, or we just do whatever we need to do to reposition. I mean, there's all kinds of different tricks that we can do out there to kind of keep moving targets and make it look flashy. But at the end of the day, people aren't going to go out there and look on Christmas Day or New Year's Day unless they're absolutely serious. And so identifying that and not being afraid to say, you know what, I know I haven't seen a lot of traffic, but I'm still going to play hardball with you.
Yeah. All right. If you're looking for some strategies to take advantage of the holidays, go ahead and text the word holiday to 623-AZ-RECON. That's holiday to 623-AZ-RECON. We are currently, gentlemen, and as always, I use the term very, very loosely. We are in the middle of November, and I know that there are a lot of people out there that just think it would be one of the greatest ideas or the greatest dreams to, on Christmas morning, when the family gathers around the tree, if you do the Christmas tree thing and the stockings, just imagine if you were a family of 4 or a family of 5 and the stocking stuffer, every single person, and that had a key to their brand new house. How badass would that be?
Pretty cool.
You're painting a pretty picture there, buddy.
I did.
I'm turning you. You're going to love Christmas, man, when I get done with you.
Buy me a house every Christmas, and I'll be a damn big fan.
All right, again, to take advantage of the holidays or get some advice on strategies, go ahead and text the word holiday to 623-AZ-RECON. That's holiday to 623-AZ-RECON.
Thank you for joining us on the Real Estate 401k Show. If you want more information on how to build wealth, click on the link or text us at 623-297-3266. That's 623-AZ-RECON.